I'm Bambi Francisco with this segment of Lessons Learned, a focus on MBA entrepreneurs, and I'm speaking with Greg Brockway. He's a co-founder of TripIt. Greg, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
You graduated Harvard Business School in 1995, and you've been an entrepreneur twice. You've started Hotwire, you've now started TripIt. Did you need your MBA to become an entrepreneur?
I don't think I needed my MBA. I think it, in some ways, helped. But no, I don't think I needed my MBA.
I guess not to be a better entrepreneur, not to become an entrepreneur, but there are other people out there that say, you know, maybe I should get, maybe I should go get my MBA. Maybe I'd have better skills to be an entrepreneur, to build a business.
Yeah. So I get asked this question a lot. I think an MBA is a great credential, but hopefully it's not the only thing driving you to be an entrepreneur. I mean, I think being an entrepreneur is something that can be helped, it can be refined, can be, you can learn a lot of skills through the MBA program, but I don't think it'll make you an entrepreneur.
Right. I mean, it's not like, I need to do a better spreadsheet so I can, or so my business won't go out of business, right? You don't need to learn that skill. Don't you think that the core skills to be an entrepreneur, sort of passion for the business and this willingness to never give up, those are skills, those are the core skills, and you don't learn that from business school?
Well, I think there's actually, I think there's three things that are really important to be a successful entrepreneur. First, you have to have a differentiated vision. You've got to have a belief about the world that's a little bit different from the way other people look at the world. I think the second thing you need is a great team, and I think the third thing that you need is, to your point, just a grim determination to power through all the tough spots that come along the way. And I think the MBA program can help give you skills to be better in each of those areas, but it's not going to make you an entrepreneur.
Tell us about a big failure, something that most entrepreneurs, most successful entrepreneurs have had them.
Oh, sure. Gosh, my first, you said I was a two-time entrepreneur. Actually, I worked for 3 startup companies. The first one was a complete failure. Interesting business, interesting backers, but ultimately we lost everyone's money, including a decent chunk of my own in that first venture. But I do believe that you learn more from your failures than your successes, and I took some really valuable lessons away from that failure. And
just what are those then?
Wow, where do I start? The importance of the leadership team, the importance of having a differentiated product and not being sort of a Me Too player in a crowded space. The importance of having lots of different ways to win, not be totally dependent on one particular customer, one kind of customer. Strong, core technology is something I'm personally excited about. Lots of really great lessons for me there.
You said to me that managing in a team was something that you really learned while you were an entrepreneur. Those are the things that you learn when you're in MBA and getting your MBA, right? Those management skills?
I think they do. I mean, I think a lot of people who get their MBA come like I did out of banking or consulting, which are very individual sports, if you will. They're individual businesses, and a team is a different dynamic. I love the Michael Jordan quote that talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships, and that's totally true for the entrepreneur, for what makes, I think, a successful company.
But you learned more of that while you were an entrepreneur.
Well, I learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
You can listen to that in the classroom, but until you actually see it in action, I think it's really hard to internalize how important that lesson is. So I did take that class in business school, but I have to say I didn't learn it in business school. I learned it the hard way through my first entrepreneurial venture.
Well, unfortunately for all those entrepreneurs out there, they're going to have to realize that that's failure sort of out there in their future at some point, right?
It certainly could be. It definitely could be. The odds are that everyone who is a serial entrepreneur will get that at some point.
Okay, Greg. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
I've been speaking with Greg Brockway. He is the co-founder of TripIt. I'm Bambi Francisco.